Hello, welcome to the National Real Estate Post. Get your year started right. Look, Remin Wholesale, they're there for you. Renovation loans, fast turn times, whatever you need. Get the year started right. Get a hold of your Remin account executive and learn everything that Remin can do for you. If there's any pain points in your business right now, Remin will probably take care of those pain points. Just got to get a hold of them and ask. Check them out. Click the banner you see right here, over on your right, or right down below, or there's a link around here on Facebook somewhere. Start using Remin this year.
Because make no bones about it, the new year starts today, not those two stragglers from last week. It starts today, so check these guys out. Anyways, so I wake up last Friday, the last day of the year in my book, to learn that we took out the number 2 of Iran in Iraq. So by mid-afternoon Friday, we had a massive run of investors to the safety of the United States bond market, and now we have the lowest mortgage rates of the month. Now, isn't it odd how the world works sometimes?
And here's a quote. Treasury yields are falling again thanks to U.S./Iran geopolitical concerns, said Matthew Graham, Chief Operating Officer at Mortgage News Daily. Modest gains in mortgage-backed securities will add up to another slight improvement in mortgage rates, and thus the third day in a row we can claim the lowest rates in about a month.
Wars and mortgage rates. Kind of odd bedfellows, don't you think? So I guess a big takeaway from this is, if this thing keeps flaring up, you might be able to refi your entire portfolio once again. So we need to ask ourselves, who's number 3 on the list to go get?
Just kidding, and not funny.
Here we go.
Not funny. Dickens rap.
But let's stick on this thought for a moment. Refining your portfolio again? Did you know that 60% of all refinances last year were cash-out refinances with higher rates?
Now, I posted this on Facebook last week, and there were a few of you who had some really interesting and different insight than I did. So Tony Tobin said, do you mean rate adjustments due to risk for the investor? Even with inflated rates compared to rate and term, it still has to pass DTI overlays.
Randy Perret, excuse me if I didn't pronounce that right, said almost all cash out refis that I did this year had better rates, dropped MI, and increased cash flow.
Jason Caballero said, every single one I did this year had better rates, and they saved a lot of money because they paid off all their higher interest credit cards. Now that's interesting. This is completely misleading.
Well, our point is, and you kind of have to agree, it's starting to sound a little familiar. Just a little. I mean, listen, we know people are not moving as much, so a cash-out refi to fix the home up makes sense with our new national housing sensibility. So fixing up the abode? Sure.
And yes, dropping MI with higher values. Well, that makes sense even with a higher interest rate. But we did just set a record for spending the most money ever on Christmas. And that's not a coincidence, my friends. Christmas, you know, is that holiday where you have to buy a bunch of stuff you don't want for people who don't need it. And we just broke a record spending all that money. It had to come from somewhere.
Not to mention vacations and travel are through the roof right now. Now, I know personally that 7 days in Maui for a family of 5, it ain't cheap.
So like we said, cash out refi, pay off those credit cards just like you said. Watch your scores go up. Get rewarded with higher credit lines. And well, here's my card. Look me up in 12 months when those higher balances become, well, kind of unmanageable.
It's interesting because the comments we got don't suggest this is taking place. I mean, our question is, maybe not yet, but is this where it begins? Because we've seen this before many times.
And this is not an indictment on any loan officer who's doing these refinances right now. In fact, isn't there some level of responsibility for people getting the loans? That's all we're saying. Finally, today, as I said earlier, is officially the new year. Not last Thursday or Friday. No, it's today. So do yourself a favor. Get yourself on calendar. Have purpose-driven days so you know exactly what you're doing between the bookends of Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 o'clock. And then sometime next week, we'd love you to jump into our new series that we're putting together with Listing Booster. We're going to have 4 live Listing Booster trainings Monday through Thursday, going from beginner all the way through advanced. And that calendar that you're working on right now is not only going to help you with what you're currently doing, help you with Listing Booster too. And we look forward to seeing you there. With that said, Frank thinks I did such a good job, he's going to give me the opportunity to close this one out on my own. So if you're meeting us for the first time, yeah, Frank said I could do this, and now I'm screwing this whole thing up. This is take 14. So if you're meeting us for the first time, hit subscribe right over there. And do us a favor, if you like our content, hit the share button and start a dialogue on your own Facebook timeline. Who knows? You might just pick up a referral partner from it.